once again, and today guys, I'm here to do another anime review, and the review is to Little Witch Academia Episode 2, guys. Yes guys, Episode 2 is here. Little Witch Academia. So guys, let's get into the review of it. So guys, in this episode, it's her first day at her witch school. It's her first day. Yay! We get to experience our first day of school. And did it end up being what she expected? Hell no! Obviously it's not. Makes sense because first up, magical school. First thing you need to learn is the species of the magical realm, and also the history and all the boring shit people will say that you first should learn. And logical sense, when you go to magical school, obviously that is the first things you must know. Normal people might feel like first thing you should know is how to learn to defend yourself, learn how to use funky magic first. Fuck no, that is false as fuck. The first thing you need to learn is actually how to make potions, how to learn history of the magical realm, learn why magic exists, learn also how different creatures came to existence, learn about different creatures. So that's the first thing you need to learn. Why? Because a lot of spells have connections to these specific elements, creatures, and without learning all this, how can you use magic? That's one thing that's like pretty much Uncle is starting to experience, and she was pissed. She didn't expect to be this boring so far. Now she does understand that. Okay, so later we're gonna learn this cool magic stuff, but she still feel like fuck. And of course, we already know she idolized Shitoke? I still get. But the famous witch girl, that was disappeared 10 years ago in the anime. So, yeah. And if you guys don't know, that witch, the one originally owned the Shining Rod, she was probably back then, it was 10 years ago, she was probably back in the anime 10 years ago. And Uncle idolized her, and that's the reason why she came to the school. But 10 years later, and when she comes to school, in the magical realm, like, I think, her name is Diana? Diana? Might be wrong, but yeah, Diana, we found out she is not really that high regarded, like, she is not that liked in the magical realm. People did not get that. I think the OVA, they did make it out more of a hatred than actually a, just nothing that special. In this episode so far, everybody dislikes her. I think the OVAs, they made it more like they disliked Diana. I think that's the case with the OVAs. Like, that short movie in the OVA, they felt more like they actually despised her than actually just feel like, so what? Now, I think they're gonna go down with it. Of course, they're gonna keep it go down more of it, and we understand why they end up despising her. But so far, what we've learned, their opinion about Diana, it's not as harsh and big it was in the OVA. But don't forget, the OVA and the short movie, don't forget, they're set more further on in Witch Academia. Technically in a different universe as well. It's because right now, what we're going to experience as don't forget, the original two OVA movies, those two ones, don't forget, whereas the original, they were not going to be contrast to each other that much, so they were set in different universes and different timelines. But that means you should not expect to see any of those maybe coming in the anime series in the far future. Possible future, can't deny that, but for right now, slim chance. But I hope so, because they made them. And it'll be fun to see those episodes again, maybe in more remastered animation and more better storyline. But yeah. So our girl starts her first day at witch school, and she figured out that she should not expect too much of it because don't forget, you need to learn the basics first. Now, we also get introduced to the female character. We also get introduced to another female character known as Aria. Aria, I think it's Shotakade? I can't say her family name. You know, the rich girl, the famous girl. You see every single freaking comedy school series. You see this a lot. And yes, and she ends up being a prodigy as well. So yeah, so Aria, I think that's her first name. So yeah, Aria, she is definitely, I'm gonna mention, she has the stuck-nuptious, but I give her props, at least, that she's an acceptable person. And yeah, I think she's a bit more of a bitch in the OVA. I can't, in the movie as well. She was way more of a bitch in there than she is in this episode, because I actually got the appreciate what's triggered. They kept the somewhat similarity, she did it, but she's able to give them more than that. So actually, I do respect, right now for the first episode we've seen her, she is definitely a bit more respectable than she was then. But I think she will start going down a point where I feel like she's become a bitch. But for right now, okay, I'll give her praise. She's better than but the other two, oh, they're way more of a bitch than they were in the original OVA. Like, I think what made them less those two sidekick characters that walk around Aria, what makes them a lot less more like bitches in the OVA and the short movie than it is in the anime series, I think because of how it contrasts with Aria. Because don't forget, she is, like I said, compared to her OVA movie part, she's more or less of a bitch than she is there in the movie than she is in the anime series right now. So, and the other two, it just instantly stands out. The other two, oh god. Superiority, I don't fucking care which family you come from. Depending on how good a magic art is, of course, your status. I think everyone, even freaking Uncle, understands that Aria is a prodigy at magic. She is skillful, she is strong. She accepts that. I don't think you need to fucking put in her face that Aria is good at magic. Like, you should not be. That way of thinking is bullshit. Never think that way. And those two girls, they've never learned it. So I've just got to say that. But yeah, and also we got to see also a moment between Aria and Anko. We've also found a bit of character development with Anko and also surprising Aria already. And understanding both their point of views of when they use magic. And also the end, like I said, the ending with those Pythilia butterflies came out of this old tree. Oh man, I looked at it. Also, especially when Aria tried to revive this old tree. Like, it was like a very famous old tree that was in the school. It was in its dying state. She ended up reviving it. And then suddenly these like cocoon-like states came, looked like parasite, and she thought that these were parasites, and unfortunately then Uncle told her that they're not. They're actually the Pythilia butterfly cocoons, and then they end up releasing them, and then blah 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 blah. And we found out these butterflies only come around only after 120 years. That means they lie dormant for 120 years. That means Uncle experienced something that she will never experience ever again, unless she gains some form of extended life or immortality. It might sound similar, but there is a difference between extended life and then immortality. But immortality, you cannot die. You cannot die. Even if you get stabbed or anything, you cannot die. You can in old age. You can't die from old age. Or die of anything. That's what immortality is. But extended life is a lot different, because you can still die, either by getting killed or, physical means. You can still die from that. But extended life just means you have the capability of living longer when it comes to illnesses and also aging. You can live longer compared to another person. But that's the only way I can see how Uncle could see them ever again, unless she ends up finding a miracle magic spell and makes her able to pull it off as well. But I don't believe that's going to be the case. But only in 120 years you get a chance to see these, and she gets a chance to experience it, and this might be her only chance to get to see it. And she definitely got the best chance at seeing them, because that I've got that scene. Even though Studio Trigger, even though this is not going to be the best animation, it's actually, I have to admit, it's pretty mediocre for what this series is and the animation it's using. It looked beautiful. I enjoyed the view. And I really, really liked how Aria also started to accept that Uncle's pretty good. But I feel like she's seeing her as more of a rival, or, possibly she will turn to a bit soon. But anyway. But yeah, and overall, like I said, overall this episode was decent. Pretty good. The normal episode you expect from a magical school comedy series. And yeah, that's all I've got to say. Anyway guys, that's my anime review to Little Witch Academia Episode 2. Hope you guys like it, because I have fans today. If you guys want to send fan mail, got my description down below. Address there, and yeah, hope you guys like it. Comment and subscribe, and I'll see you guys there. Bye guys!